What's going on, champs and champettes? It's FireMonkey here, and what if I told you Thanos is the reason that we've gotten so many collaborations in Fortnite? That might sound odd. It's like, okay, what do you mean Thanos is the reason? You know, it's like, that's just one of Fortnite's many collaborations. He can't really be the reason. We got like the Doomslayer, we got My Hero Academia, we got Kaiju number 8 or anything like that in the game, can he? And it appears that that was actually how everything started to be, was the man himself, Thanos. So in today's video, we're going to kind of talk about the whole entire situation, but I want to start off by talking about something that you may know about Fortnite's past. Fortnite was originally going to be a save the world game only, right? You know, that whole entire zombie tower defense type game, that was what Fortnite was. That was the original Fortnite. That was all they planned for it to be at first, but then they started working on it more and more, and they started working on a battle royale mode, and then they started thinking about this grand idea of having Fortnite being a Fortnite hub, which was the platform you could go to play any type of experience you wanted. Whether that was Battle Royale or Save the World or Ballistic or whatever other modes we have in the game right now, Fortnite had continued to expand across its horizons into more and more ventures and more great ideas, but one of the things that they originally were against was collaborations. The Russo brothers, for example, had actually spent 5.5 hours on the phone back in the day trying to convince Epic Games to allow Thanos to be in Fortnite because Epic Games was originally against the idea of collaborations. Their official statement from the gamebusiness.com, which you guys can kind of go find on your own or whatever else, which also talked about a lot of like game industry stuff in general, stated the following. Originally it was like, no, we are not interested in putting outside characters into Fortnite, and Joe and Anthony got together and had a phone call with Donald. It was supposed to be a half-an-hour call, but about 5.5 hours later they were still talking about it, and Donald Mustard basically decided to change his mind about no collaborations and just said, you know what, we're gonna do this. And then, you know, all the stuff kind of happened since that. The world exploded in just this collaboration mess where every single game under the sun is collaborating with each other. And it's honestly a good thing in some areas and a bad thing in others, because I think some companies do a little bit too much collaborations and others, you know, do a healthy amount that actually is pretty fun to see them do. But it's wild to think that originally, you know, Fortnite, even though they wanted to expand and have all these other modes, weren't going to do that many collaborations, and then, you know, all of a sudden they get a call about Thanos and they're like, nope, we don't want outside characters in Fortnite, and all of a sudden, you know, they're just like, after like a 5.5 hour long call, being like, you know what, let's do it, screw it, let's go ahead and put Thanos in the game, why not? And then of course from there more and more collaborations happen due to the popularity of Thanos, and here we are in 2025. You can't escape collaborations anymore. Superman in the Battle Pass, Robin in the Battle Pass, Doomslayer, previous Battle Pass. Every single Battle Pass has some sort of collaboration. Godzilla, Hatsune Miku, that one is technically a music pass, but it still falls into that pass category. This game went from something that was basically just original characters, you know, some characters themed around other actual outside media, such as the, I forget what his name was, the Reaper, I think it was, which was actually John Wick back in Chapter 1, Season 2. That was like, well, you know, a little nod to John Wick and everything else, but now here we are in Fortnite in Chapter 6, where we have the official John Wick, we have all these other characters and tons of different types of medias to make the most collaborative game we've ever even seen, to rival even that of what people thought were big collaborations with stuff like Avengers Endgame, Infinity War, all that type of stuff. But it is just kind of overall a wild thing to see that, you know, technically, let's say a time traveler went back in the past and was like, you know what, I gotta stop collaborations in Fortnite before it's too late. He can just go back in the past and decide to, you know, change the Russo brothers' minds to make them not want to have Thanos in Fortnite, and then who knows where this game would have been today. So was it a good thing that we got Thanos in Fortnite? Was it a bad thing? I'll leave that for you guys to kind of discuss in the comments down below, but I do think it's interesting that this information kind of came out recently, and that it gives more insight on how the original Thanos collaboration, which was a whole entire LTM, not even like a skin or anything back then, came to be. It was them begging Epic Games and Donald Mustard basically to let them put this into the game, and that sparked the future of the game's entirety, you know, put them in a whole different course than what they probably were intending to do. But then again, Fortnite has changed course so many times. It's gone from a save the world survival game to a battle royale game to now an everything game, a metaverse game. I don't know what you want to call it, but this game has definitely shifted with the times, and it's managed to continue staying relevant so you know, kudos to them, and who knows what's next for this experience. But until next time, hope you champs and champions enjoy today's video. Like the video if you liked it, dislike if you didn't like it, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow with another upload. So until then, peace out.